Hey, if you're a fan of Ratt, we have to talk. So, news today. You pointed it out to me.
Yeah,
and and what was it?
Stephen Pearcy and Warren DeMartini played a show at the Mohegan Sun Casino out in Connecticut. It's the first time they played together in years. And it's, I don't know about most people that follow rock, this is pretty big news. Yeah, I know we have a lot of Ratt fans out there, and I know somebody else that likes Ratt a lot. Do you like Ratt?
I think I even talked about him in the video, one of the videos we made today. Just kind of came up. But yes, I love Ratt. I've always loved Ratt.
So I thought this was newsworthy.
So totally. And to see these two guys, this is on Blabbermouth, and the headline of the article is Stephen Pearcy and Warren DeMartini are, quote, talking about writing new music.
Which is cool too, right?
Yeah, and just to see the two guys, I mean, it's so interesting because they're both so much older now. And Warren DeMartini was younger than everybody by quite a bit. But it's interesting, and he's playing a Charvel right there.
Yeah, it's probably one of his old guitars from back in the day.
It was so funny because when they hit, man, he was such a hot shot new guitar player. Everybody was talking about him, and
I think it's just newsworthy and cool that these two guys have gotten together. They have a hot backup lineup. I mean, these guys are not. I mean, you got Carlos Cavazo.
Let's take a look at this.
Yeah,
because they've got they do have some important people in here. So real quick, in an interview with Waste Some Time with Jason Green, Stephen Pearcy spoke about his reunion with longtime Ratt bandmate Warren DeMartini for a handful of shows this spring and summer. And Stephen Pearcy's been playing.
Yeah, he's been out there.
Keeps going.
Yeah, doing stuff here for a while. And I mean, I think the backup guys that are out doing this lineup, now you got Warren on lead guitar. You got Carlos Cavazo, who was with Quiet Riot forever. I mean, their main guy when Mental Health came out.
Yeah.
He was the guitar player
He
for him.
was the guitar player because he replaced Randy Rhoads. And so it goes here, playing alongside Pearcy and DeMartini are former Ratt and Quiet Riot guitarist Carlos Cavazo, because he had actually played with Ratt for a little while because, of course, Robin Crosby had died. So let's see here. Former Ratt and Rough Cutt bassist Matt Thorne. So, did you ever listen to Rough Cutt?
I have listened to Rough Cutt. It's been a long time, but they were a good band.
I loved Rough Cutt. I think it was their debut album, the one that had Black Widow on it. I've got that in the other room. So great. So when I read this, I was like, Matt Thorne. I didn't know that he'd actually been playing with Ratt. Because I know I loved Rough Cutt. And former Slaughter drummer.
Yeah. Blas Elias.
So that is kind of a
pretty awesome all-star lineup.
I was going to say all-star cast, kind of. Yeah, I mean, Carlos Cavazo. I mean, everybody in the world's heard him play before just because of Quiet Riot.
I mean, I remember.
These other guys. Actually, Slaughter, too.
Yeah.
Oh, so Thor and Elias are both current touring members of Pearcy's solo band.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it just makes sense, right? They already know the songs.
They already know all the stuff.
We got this.
Get Warren in here, and we'll tear it up.
You know, obviously they're not touring under the Ratt name for all the legal stuff, which I think at the end of the article it kind of talks about. You know, because you got who owns the Ratt name and all that. One of the things is like when you have some of these like bands that have imploded is, you know, who do the people remember? They don't remember Bobby Blotzer, the drummer in the back. Generally not.
That's unfortunately true.
It's unfortunate because some of the drummers are what really hold the band together, right?
Because for me, since I was into Ratt from like early, I knew Bobby Blotzer's name that fast.
Right.
Anytime we talk about Ratt, because I was so into him. And so, but you're right. What happens with a lot of these bands is you remember the singer.
Sure.
That's the main person you're always going to remember. And then the guitarist. It's a little bit like a football team. You always remember the quarterback. And then you got a running back and a wide receiver.
Nobody knows the offensive line.
And then even though they're the people keeping you, making you succeed, you still, for whatever reason, to your point, sadly, there's very few drummers that, I mean, you know, you've got your Tommy Lees and your John Bonhams, you know, where they're where people just for some reason just know who they are.
Right. They know
who they are. But
that's
very rare.
Right. Most of the time, if you know, And certain bands, you can't replace them, right? Which is why, Led Zeppelin didn't have somebody replace John Bonham, or, Rush isn't running out to replace Neil.
Right. Yeah,
soon.
There's another one.
I mean, so I get that, but how many bands could you maybe have a rotation of drummers, a different drummer every show, and you wouldn't know.
And nobody would notice.
Nobody would know the difference.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, so that's the thing. It's like, so you have the lead guitarist and the singer. I mean, we're not Ratt, we're Pearcy and DeMartini. Come see us. And from what I saw, I actually watched a couple of the videos. A lot of people putting out their videos. Hey, I was here, and checking that out. And they're all over YouTube, and TikTok and all sorts of different things. And I mean, they sound pretty good. I mean, the band sounded great. I have to say, there were some parts where I thought Steven was not on point.
He's a little pitchy these days, which happens.
I mean, he's
whatever.
the singer, right? I mean, he's not 20.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as old or older than us for sure.
Yeah.
But he's out there hustling.
Yeah.
And a big crowd loving it. That was great.
Because the music,
it's awesome.
The music was so good.
Yeah, they sounded good. The songs were good.
We got this one out just so we'd have an album out when we talked about it. I mean, just think about this album. Hang on just a second, this will be really quick. With hundreds of videos on our channel now, we've made playlists to make it easy for you to find whatever the thing is that you're interested in. We have a playlist with all of our Rush videos, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen. We have categories like 80s metal and even our popular magazine flip-throughs, where we go through page by page with Circus Magazine, Hit Parader, and others, all in 4K resolution. You'll find it all organized and ready to explore. Just click the playlist tab on our channel's homepage. All right, back to the video.
Great songs.
The stuff that was on here, it was just, I mean, you're in love. You're in love. I mean, lay it down. Lay it down. And the video, I mean.
That song's so much on,
Yeah, this stuff was so great. And then here's the original band.
Right.
There's Warren DeMartini and Stephen Pearcy right there. It would be so cool.
Truly,
of course,
like in
Robin's
their peak,
gone,
right?
but it would be really nice to see Juan and Bobby and the whole thing.
In my opinion, is all their differences and things that they might not get along and all that. Look, let's be honest. Money talks. If a promoter or whatever puts enough money out there and they can reconcile their differences, and you might just see a Ratt tour coming to you soon. And maybe not with Robin, of course, but Carlos, he'll go on tour with you. I'm pretty sure.
And it's hard. And Juan's voice played such an important role. So interestingly, not having his voice in some of those parts. Well, whatever. To your point, you've got a plant page thing going on.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's going to be cool. And it's definitely newsworthy. And it's cool to talk about because I love Ratt.
I wanted to know, out of the people watching, how many of you Ratt fans are kind of signing up? Because they are going to play at a couple more shows. So this was like their first one. So I don't know if the article mentions, some of the other dates that are coming up, but I think they got a couple in the summer. Are you guys like lining up and saying, hey, I'm going to go check them out? Have you seen Steven performing solo? I mean, I'm kind of curious to that. And what are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the video or all the videos about, how they're sounding right now? First show together? I just thought this would be pretty newsworthy and good for us to just kind of cover and
I agree.
Bring it up.
No, I'm glad
it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, somehow I would have missed it somehow, and I'm glad that you just mentioned it, that we could just talk about it for a minute, especially because Ratt has a place in my heart. And so every time we get a chance to talk about Ratt, I get kind of excited about it because I love this, because I loved this stuff so much, man. They were awesome. So anyway, that is cool. And it would be interesting to hear what everybody has to say about that. Because I know we have a lot of people that watch this that loved Ratt and loved this stuff. And so please follow the channel if you're not already following the channel. We'd love to get your comments on this because we all kind of get it. All the people that understand and loved this stuff. What are your thoughts about this? And also, so leave your comments, like the video, share this with other people
for sure
that are into the 80s.
Do you want a Ratt reunion?
What's that?
Do you want a Ratt reunion? Would you go out and see a Ratt reunion?
I would go.
Totally.
It would be just awesome. I would love to see
be in the front row singing
these
along.
Guys together. It would be sad not seeing them with Robin, but Yeah, but I would totally be into it just
All
because I
right.
loved their music so much. So
Okay, you'll see
got
us.
my vote.
Got
I'd
my
be
vote.
there.
What do you guys think?
So-
You want a Rat reunion, or you good with Steven and Warren out there and just, just doing it?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Let us know. Thanks for watching the video. Like the video, leave your comments, and with that, have yourself a fantastic day.